The second thing about costs. So as we record this episode, this is the end of May, and in April, Amazon released new fees, FBA fees, and they decided that they will now pass the cost of routing shipments among their distribution centers to the seller, which means that when you create your FBA shipment, they ask you, how many fulfillment centers do you want to deliver to? If you select one, there is an extra cost. If you select 2 to 3, there is a reduced cost, but it's still extra. If you say 4 or more, in fact, it's free, plus they give you a break on the FBA fees. So how does that impact your decision making here by the time you factor in the cost of inbound shipment versus the per order based inbound costs?
Yeah, great question. So in our case, so I'll answer for Canada first, and then for the US. In Canada, we manufacture in the province of Quebec, and given the way e-commerce works in Canada, the majority, the vast majority of sales are in Quebec and Ontario, and so we are very well situated here in terms of routing costs to make sure our inventory doesn't travel very far, yet is deliverable to the bulk of our customers in the Canadian market. In the US, at present, we manufacture on the East Coast, but California, is our biggest market right now in the United States. And so we are looking to replicate our manufacturing efforts also on the West Coast to get around the point you just made. So we want to make sure that our inventory is closer to Amazon FBA warehouses coast to coast to solve for that problem, to avoid or to encourage minimal routing post initial FBA shipment to Amazon. And that West Coast facility can also cover some of the Western markets in Canada and send the products back over the border here. So we are actively working to address the specific point you raised.
Yeah. So, but at the end of the day, what I heard you mention is check the cost of using Amazon designated carrier versus the carrier that you would pick yourself. So that's the ultimate decision. And based on the new Amazon fees, are you then saying that in order to avoid the highest fees, you would still select your own carrier, but have that carrier handle 4 shipments or more instead of just 1 shipment? That's what you're saying, right?
We've had success using our own carriers, yes. And we plan on continuing that way. But I'll be honest, like in our first year of business, the vast majority of our time was spent stabilizing inventory. And by that, I mean our ingredient inventory as well as our inventory at Amazon, and transport, shipping. And, we are constantly vetting transport companies. Again, our app stack is large. We probably have 15 or 20 apps which enable a great Amazon experience and good economics for us. But one of them is constantly checking carriers and comparing cost every single day. And anytime we can save on shipping, we want to. And I guess for different sellers, they'll have different pros and cons based on what their product is, how it's classified, the weight, how it's packaged. But for us, and for them, I'm sure it's an area you have to get really good at as quickly as you can.
Yeah. So, from what I'm hearing, one good actionable tip from this conversation would be set up your internal processes to create 4 or more FBA shipments so that you get to benefit. First of all, you avoid the extra cost that Amazon is imposing now. In addition, you get a break on your FBA fees and have your own designated carrier by rate shopping and comparing to Amazon carrier. And as long as you do that, that means you'll be saving money on the inbound cost. And because you have 4 or more shipments that you are set up for, you'll take advantage of the reduced FBA fees while avoiding the extra FBA inbound fee by Amazon. That sounds like the best combination, right?
Yeah. Look, as a business that is shipping product, you are constantly being impacted by the changes in the cost of moving products. And so you owe it to yourself on your side to constantly be vetting people that move the products and getting the best prices wherever you can. So yes, I would definitely invest time in looking at carrier options outside of Amazon's preferred carriers. And if Amazon's
Right.
preferred carriers are priced better, fantastic. To your point, you print the label and you're done.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, you have only 3 SKUs, so it's not like you have hundreds of, so it makes it easy. So, as they say, small is beautiful. There's a reason why everybody loves, puppies and kittens. Because they're small.
And
They're
babies,
yeah,
yeah.
cool.